It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Looking at the Thunder, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. It's been said that Karl Anthony Towns is the prototypical modern big man in the league. There's no doubt that he's a star with all the potential in the world, but would you guys agree he represents the future of that position?
You know, I like him one because he's from Jersey, and he can play inside and outside. He's lengthy and strong, but he's very mobile, agile, and futile.
His skill set is coveted by every player.
Fruitile?
Oh, no question.
I got that
What's fruitile?
I got it from Dick Vitale. I don't know.
Fruitile?
I heard Dick Vitale say it.
What does fruitile mean?
Fruitile is like it's fruitful, but it's got a lot of tile to it.
But it's futile as well. It's a futile fruitful.
Got a lot of tile to it.
It's got a lot of tile to it.
Fruitile.
That means he can lay it down. He's got a lot of tile to his fruit.
That's right, Ernie can lay his game down.
He can lay it down.
And his game is sweet like fruit.
I'm so out of step.
You're not a
millennial. It's time
millennial.
for the tip-off. See you next time.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And the performance of the Star-Spangled Banner by Linda Lynn. We are happy to have you with us tonight for the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. The injury to Andrew Wiggins is really the big news here.
Yeah, and it's going to be a few weeks until they can get him back, but not as bad as it could have been. In the end, given the way it looked, boy, I tell you, when they had to help him off, he'll probably consider that to be good news.
Well, a few weeks could still impact the season in a big way, but yeah, very fortunate he's not out for the year.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy Butler survived a tough upbringing in Tomball, Texas. He said, that's all anybody ever wanted to talk about. But I don't want that to define me. If I'm stuck in the past, then I won't get any better. I won't change. I'll get stuck as that kid. That's not who I am. I'm a great basketball player because of my work. Guys?
Thanks, David. You can tell Butler has a good head on his shoulders, an elite talent in this league because of the hard work he puts in. And Doris, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves debuted their rebrand plans for this season.
Well, it was the right time, I think, to keep the logo fresh, and the team did a great job. You feel as if this will be the constant look for what is a new era in Minnesota basketball.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Down low, it's Jang and Towns. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Muhammad in at the small forward position.
Well, a point guard must understand window of opportunity, and Jeff Teague specializes in exactly that.
Anthony kicks to Roberson. The pass to Westbrook. Feeds to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Now here's Muhammad. Chalk up two there.
Well, I'll tell you what, impeccable work from Jeff Teague inside, showing great patience down in the lane.
Westbrook dishes to George. From deep, and it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by George. Westbrook's got his first 3 points of the game.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Teague with the ball. Now here's Jang. It's deflected. 3-on-3. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
Russell Westbrook is an elite talent. He knows how to make tough shots.
And for a while, you had to wonder how Russell Westbrook would play if he was the standalone leader of a team.
What we found out is Russell Westbrook is now an MVP. This guy was the unquestioned leader of the team, and I thought the entire group reflected his intensity on the court. I think, guys, very few teams can compete with Oklahoma City when it comes to controlling the glass. Great rebounders at every position. They're going to fight for boards on both ends of the floor.
Here's Roberson. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It's on Jeff Teague. And the Thunder and their rebounding finished first in the NBA last season in rebounds per game.
And it starts with Russell Westbrook. But everyone on this team is committed to getting anything that comes off that iron. They get a ton of extra chance points because of their offensive rebounding. It's really hard to go small and get away with it against Oklahoma City.
And he makes the first.
You know, with the influx of talent that the Wolves have had the last handful of years, they feel a pressure to win. Fans are wondering when all that talent will mature. Expectations are being raised for this group.
And he makes both free throws. And the Timberwolves, Doris, with the longest playoff drought in the league.
Well, and Kevin, I think you have seen tremendous growth with this team the last few years. But remember, they're in the unforgiving Western Conference. I think they believe the infusion of veteran talent gives them an opportunity to make the leap and get to the postseason.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Westbrook can't get it to go. Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder in their last game, a loss to the Jazz in Utah.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
You could see them trying to find some sort of rhythm on the offensive end, but the more they forced it, the less effective it was.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
Here's George.
Well, the timing, a very natural aspect of what Gorgui Dieng does on the defensive end.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Towns the screen. Teague the pass to Butler. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Butler's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. George with the screen on Muhammad. Outside, George. Adams sets the pick for George. Screen by Adams. There's a good screen. Fades away. George, no good. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Anthony. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Another miss by Westbrook. Timberwolves trail by 5. Teague drives in, and it's slammed in by Teague.
Well, Kevin, that is Jeff Teague just using his speed to go right by the defender. I'll tell you, turn around, he's gone.
Screen by Adams. Off the pick. A second chance effort. Rebound by Butler.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Here's Teague. Pass to Butler. Towns the screen. Butler with the ball. Now defended by Adams. And Zhang kicks to Butler. That misses, and a chance to tie it there.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
A shot's good from Westbrook.
I'll tell you, Westbrook not thrown off by a guy standing right in his grill. How about the concentration on a difficult shot?
Count that one.
Well, everything starts with a great pass, right? That's really pretty.
Oklahoma City leading by 3. Outside, George. He dishes it to Carmelo. Pass to Westbrook. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Just getting our feet wet here in the early season, but Doris, the talented teams that aren't coming together yet, how long do you think before they have to make some adjustments?
Well, I certainly don't think you take any observation you've made in the first 20 of the games of the season and run with it. It's such a short span of time to evaluate, and again, you may be having players who are not 100% healthy or are not quite in NBA game shape yet because of whatever occurred in the offseason. So I would think decisions are not made in the NBA in terms of, okay, do we need to make a trade? Do we need to adjust starters versus those who are coming off the bench? What's our rotation? Who's getting what kind of minutes? I would certainly think the feeling out process is as long as 20 games. Listen, if you're a GM, you're always in observation mode, but I think in terms of decision making, boy, before 20 games, I don't think you know what you have.
Now here's Butler, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Towns, no luck.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Again, the miss by Anthony.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Butler. Another miss by Minnesota.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. He can't get that one to fall. So Minnesota will take it the other way. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And typically, the better they know each other, the more competitive they become. And expect this first meeting to be extremely spirited.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
George against Muhammad. And that one's good, George.
Oh, Kevin, that's not an easy play. Paul George is an extraordinary player. Keeps his eye on the bucket at all times.
Now here's Butler, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Towns, no luck.
Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
Anthony against Muhammad. Anthony dishes to Robertson. They set the screen. George passes to Robertson. A three-pointer off the mark.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Houston comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Timberwolves trail by 6. Jones kicks to Brown. Now Crawford. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Utah. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
He does everything right except drain the shot.
Eustace, no good on that one. Great D that time from Gibson. The kick out to Brown. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. It's stolen by Jones. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Here's Patton. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Well, he doesn't quit on that play. Just stays with it and gets some easy points on the putback. That's nice.
Minnesota shooting their first free throw of the evening. Nick Collison's checked in for Steven Adams.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Well, the Thunder are not one of the best shooting teams from outside. We know that. They know their strength of their offense, Doris, lies in their ability to attack the rim and get shots in the paint.
Right, because you have to consider the Thunder last year were last in the NBA in three-point percentage, yet second in the league in points in the paint. So when they are able to get inside on a team, that is when they are at their most dangerous.
Now here's Crawford, the 17-footer. Abrinas with a rebound.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Nice shot by Felton.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Timberwolves trail by 6. And here's Jones. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Gibson the screen. Deep two from Crawford. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Patterson a screen on Jones. Felton goes in, battles through traffic and lays it in. And the Thunder lead by 6.
Now, Felton not afraid of the paint. Let's make no mistake. Attacks relentlessly and scoring because he's fearless.
Minnesota's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Jones with it. Now Felton defending. Crawford, no luck. So for the Timberwolves, their last game a win against Utah. The 17-footer. Abrinas' shot is off. Shoots. And again, Jamal Crawford. Crawford's got his second bucket. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Outside, Felton. And Patterson kicks to Abrinas. Patterson, the screen. Abrinas, the pass to Eustis. Back to Abrinas. Shot clock at 5. From deep. Timberwolves trail by 4. Jones with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Elbow shot is on the way and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Now the dish to Patterson. Great D that time from Gibson. Timberwolves shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. The Thunder leading by 4. Here's Abrinas. Money from the wing. Abrinas has got his first points of the night. And Minnesota has possession. Now here's Jones. Brown outside. Here's Gibson. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
To the left wing. Patterson, the screen. Abrinas, the pass to Patterson. The one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
And he makes the first. And an impressive transition for Patrick Patterson, developing Doris into a stretch 4 in the NBA.
Well, think about it, Kev. This is a guy who only made 24 threes in 3 years at Kentucky. Now in the NBA, he averages over 100 a season.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
You know, Kev, I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school. Major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
Here's Gibson. The Thunder pull it in. Collison's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Here's Patterson. That one, no good. Great D that time from Gibson. Outside, Jones. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And power forward Patrick Patterson getting better every season. He said that his college career at Kentucky really helped prepare him for his life as a pro.
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused what I am now, as far as being a sound player, a guy who's not all about himself, who puts his team first and who works hard and who doesn't talk back, who doesn't do the negative things. He's a team player, he's a team guy, and he works hard.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
And the kind of guy who his teammates love, because they know he's always going to have their back, always going to work hard, and always going to bring it.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
I'll tell you, when you take care of the backboards, good things seem to happen.
Well, I think it's been a priority to hit the glass, no doubt, and using their length and athleticism to perfection on the boards.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, Crawford out there with Jones. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Brown, and it's Patton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Jones. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Crawford left side. Up again. It's good on the putback.
We talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Jones against Felton. He feeds it to Patterson. Passes it to Abrinas. A baseline J. Collison. Rebound Minnesota. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Up the floor. Finished off the break. Collison's got his first 2 points.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, "I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times." Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. Oklahoma City leading by 11 and taken away by Brown. To the inside, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Eustace. Roberson is checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. On the free throw, no good.
Well, there's no doubt that last season the major downfall in most games for the Timberwolves was their struggle on the defensive end of the floor, right? Too many holes in the perimeter, couldn't get stops when they needed them.
And this Minnesota roster has good defenders on it, Doris, but it's just a matter of getting all 5 players on the court to commit on the defensive end.
Right. Think about how young they have been, and focus at times can be an issue. You know, Coach Tom Thibodeau is not going to let that slip. This is a group that showed improvement as the season wore on, and they know they must be much better on the defensive end this season.
Jang, he's checked in for Patton. Hits them both. With more floor spacing becoming so important, we now see guys launching from well beyond the arc. Doris, from what you've observed, you've seen a lot of basketball over your years. Which shooters in the league right now have the best deep range?
Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos, and what a play it was. And here's Anthony for 3. It's rebounded by Towns.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Teague with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Towns against Collison. Jang, and that one goes long. The Thunder leading by 9. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Westbrook. The rejection by Towns.
A terrific effort by Towns. Sticks with the play and sends it back.
Here's George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Paul George, the 10th overall pick in 2010 out of Fresno State. I'm not sure anyone realized, Doris, he'd be this good when he first got into the league.
No, you make a great point, Kev, because the physical tools were there, but his work ethic to keep adding layers to his game has been truly a thing to watch. This guy's got a chance to win league MVP before it's all said and done.
And he knocks down the first one.
And I'll tell you, Paul George continues to get it done. He gets buckets and plays hard-nosed defense. This is a guy you can build your team around.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Adams checked in. And so he hits both. You look at the success that Coach Billy Donovan has had both at the college level at Florida and his first few years in the NBA at Oklahoma City. Doris, he very much feels at home in playoff and pressure situations.
Well, certainly Billy D has a lot of experience managing a team in a postseason setting. This is a guy who always tinkers during the regular season to find different angles to help his guys. Billy Donovan, one of those guys increasingly who you don't want to see in a 7-game series.
You know, I think one thing Coach will address in this timeout right now is you're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
On defense, the Thunder. Jang, a screen. Teague against Westbrook. Outside Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So here's Westbrook. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Dishes it to George. Over Muhammad. Here's Adams. Lays it up off the glass. Adams has got the lead up to 13 now for the Thunder.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Teague kicks to Towns. Back to Teague. Westbrook with the block.
Oh, my goodness. Russell Westbrook twice on the pipe. Sends that shot back. My goodness.
And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
That's good from Anthony. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out. And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Teague. And the book on Teague, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either.
Second free throw, no good.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Well, this has become his bread and butter. The mid-range game has been good to Russell Westbrook.
Teague kicks to Zhang. Back to Teague. There's the pick. Left side, Butler. For 3. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
Now that's textbook how to create space coming off the pick. Jimmy Butler with the size and quickness to take advantage.
Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Out to the right wing. Anthony sets the pick for Adams. Roberson gets the bucket. Roberson's got 5 now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
T kicks to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. Second chance shot, and Towns gets it to go. Towns has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, such work ethic. Towns brutal on the offensive glass.
Westbrook against T. Anthony up on top. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Utah Jazz.
He does the hard part, gets through the defense all the way to the rim. I thought the finish would be the easy part.
The Thunder leading by 15. And Robertson has it in the corner. Off target from 3-point range. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. T kicks to Towns. There's the feed to Muhammad. Back to Towns. There's the pass to Zhang, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
Well, he's obviously anticipating different movement there, and instead of an easy connection, the pass sails straight into the front row.
Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on a 14-6 run. Anthony kicks to Westbrook. And he banks in the layup. He's got 15.
Well, how strong does Russell Westbrook venture into the paint? He is outstanding this close to the rack.
Minnesota calls timeout. Doris, so much offense is perimeter generated right now. What, if anything, could get us back to running more plays, say, through the post?
Do you think we could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or perhaps Patrick Ewing or
I
Bill
wish we
Russell?
could. I wish we could.
Because I know this.
Good point.
Every time I walk by a pickup game on the outside, you see guys sprinting to the three-point line and looking to be Steph Curry.
I know. Westbrook against T. Kicks it to Butler. Towns the screen. Here's the floater. Second shot opportunity. Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
T kicks to Muhammad. Feeds to Jang. Outside Butler. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
This, to me, is how Butler hurts you. The athleticism, the strength, the body control, draws the whistle, still finishes the play.
Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
Free throw, no good for Butler.
Well, listen, Kev, we know this. Getting to the line has become such a big part of Jimmy Butler's game. I can't help but admire how he has put together a complete package of an NBA game. It's really a thing of beauty.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Butler is screen on Westbrook. Pass to Muhammad. Butler in the corner. Towns sets the pick for Butler. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one's on Anthony.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Houston comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Felton kicks to Adams. Pass to Houston. Screen by Adams. Oklahoma City moving it around. Patterson inside. Gibson on him. Now Jones looking for his first basket still in this one. Butler dishes to Towns. Inside and stolen by Patterson. Here's Houston. He kicks it to Patterson. Takes the three. Abrinas with the bucket. Abrinas has got 7 points in the game.
Boy, his shot looks so much more fluid this quarter, hitting at a much better clip.
Outside Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the Thunder.
And we can see pretty even there between the guards and the bigs. That kind of balanced production has what's helped them craft this huge lead.
And here is Felton. Adams sets the pick for Felton. Adams outside. Back to Felton. And it's Abrinas in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. Patterson can't get it to go.
My goodness, get right in his grill and force him to alter the shot. That's tough defense in the post.
Gibson. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
If Taj Gibson gets around the rack, you understand this guy is going to make an opportunity.
Jones against Felton. Here's Abrinas. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Now here's Jones. D right on him. Towns, no luck. Oklahoma City leading by 18. Felton with the ball. Eustace passes to Patterson. Outside Felton. Back to Patterson. And the jumper is good. Patterson's got 5.
Well, the nice rise and fire on the jumper. Patterson taking advantage of the space given.
Outside Butler. Back to Crawford. Towns down low. Adams defending. A second chance effort. It's deflected.
Well, persistent defense on the part of Patrick Patterson. This guy anticipates the shot and says, no, sir.
Eustace can't get it to go.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
For Minnesota, they have shot just above 55% of the line, going 5 of 9.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Nick Collison's checked in for Oklahoma City. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Patton, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Brown in for Jimmy Butler. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Here's Aprinas, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Jamal Crawford picks one up. The Thunder have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Timberwolves trail by 21. Now here's Jones. At the elbow, it's Crawford. They swipe it. Eustace. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so it's Oklahoma City with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 2 assists, and 1 block. His great performance last game out seemed to carry right over into tonight. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, one thing is extremely clear. Westbrook loves being the #1 option. He's become a triple-double machine. And when he wants to, he can lock down guys any position.
Shaq, what do you think about Minnesota?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they could forget about a comeback.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, so...
The Thunder leading by 21. Brooks and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Nick Collison. In at 5, down low. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Teague dishes to Towns. He feeds it to Muhammad. Passes it to Butler. Clock at 6. Over Westbrook. That one off the back iron and out. Thunder shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable.
Well, if you think back to last season, guys, the narrative was that Russell Westbrook had zero help on this roster. To be completely honest, I thought it was unfair to the pieces that were around Russell Westbrook and the job they did playing their roles to exactly the standard this organization wanted. Russell Westbrook with his head on a swivel. He understands where his guys are at all times.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Muhammad, the pass. Back to Muhammad. Pointer. Rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Boy, searching for some rhythm here at the start of the second half. That's their third straight miss.
And it's George missing for Minnesota. They've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. And Muhammad kicks to Teague. Here's Jang. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Jang's got 6 points.
Well, it took 4 tries, but they get their first bucket in the second half.
Westbrook against Teague. Double team on Westbrook. It's tipped. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Ball going up court. And Muhammad throws it down.
Oh, climbs the ladder there. Muhammad applies the finishing touch.
Westbrook against Teague. The dish to Collison. The feed to Adams. The pass to Robertson. Oh, and that jam by Robertson.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. And the Timberwolves call time here.
Well, obviously, the biggest impact Steven Adams has for this team is his ability to be a defensive force in the middle. This guy carves up space, takes away any would-be penetrators, solid rim protection, just an unbelievable guy on the interior.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Anthony's checked in.
So a moment now to see the story on Jeff Teague. A very nice season for him last year. 7th in assists. And he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. More on Adams, Doris. Not only is he a shot-blocking presence, but also will come up with a good amount of steals for a big man.
And that's an area, Kev, where Adams has really improved recently. For his size, he's got great agility and great anticipation in the paint. And I like that there's no hesitation to rotate and challenge any player he switches onto.
Teague dishes to Muhammad. With the putback, and it's Towns on the follow. Towns has got 4 points now in the quarter.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The free throw drops for Towns.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
Teague, the pass to Muhammad. Towns, the screen. And Muhammad kicks to Towns. Another miss by Minnesota.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Anthony. And the shot is good. Anthony's got 7 points.
Now, just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
Towns, the screen. T kicks to Zhang. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Puts it up from 7. Second shot opportunity. It's deflected.
Boy, he hasn't given them much of anything tonight. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving.
And George gets it to go.
Well, that's really good patience in the post, right? Paul George, not a post man, but able to attack at the right moment.
T kicks to Towns. And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
Yeah, it looks like he's in real pain. Definitely a concern right now.
Well, these are the moments that can be gut-wrenching for him and his team, right? Anytime you see an injury like this, certainly your heart goes out to him and to his family.
Minnesota making a switch here. Patton's checked in. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for Minnesota.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you're making life far too easy on them.
Here's Teague. He's got 5. He dishes it to Muhammad. Shot clock at 6. And the shot falls short this time.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Well, you can see he's sputtering a bit, but he's trying to get going. I do like that he's continuing to be aggressive.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Brown's checked in. Westbrook kicks to George. Back to Westbrook. Left side, George. Dishes it to Patterson. Another shot. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Westbrook dishes to George. Back to Westbrook. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Westbrook's got 19 points.
Russell Westbrook making the game look easy. A shoot-first point guard who can catch fire.
Teague, the pass to Muhammad. Brown outside. Here's Teague. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had. I'll tell you, Gorgui Zhang is improving and becoming a value at the center spot with all that length.
He challenges shots. He's got a nice face-up touch. There's a lot to like with this guy.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Eustace comes in for George. Alex Abrinas comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. That free throw, good from Jang. And with Jang's length and touch, you feel comfortable playing him at either the 4 or the 5. And also versatile enough, Doris, to play as a starter or off the bench.
Right. It's hard to find a big man who does as much as Gorgui Zhang. He doesn't necessarily dominate in one area, but this guy always finds a way to contribute. Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
That's a perfect example of why good hands are important in basketball. Just misread that pass completely.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. The Thunder leading by 16. Outside, Felton. Kicks to Carmelo. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, sold him on the up fake, and Carmelo with a veteran move to get to the free throw line. You know, it's kind of cool looking back at the career Carmelo Anthony has enjoyed. He helps his college team to their first ever title. He's a 10-time All-Star in the NBA, and the list just keeps on going for Melo. It's awesome.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And Doris, everyone's going to want Melo to deliver and win a title, but he's done so much and won at so many different levels, he shouldn't have anything else left to prove.
No, I couldn't agree more, Kev. He's a proven scorer at the NBA level. He's got multiple golds in international play, and Melo just one of 3 guys to score 10,000 points with 2 different teams. Elvin Hayes and Kareem are the only 2 others.
Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Ken, you know this, you know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think the fun team here on 2K. Timberwolves trail by 15. Crawford kicks to Jones. And Anthony sends it back.
Oh, Melo just reading the play the right way, put in the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
Minnesota's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Crawford outside. Thunder with the rebound. Anthony's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Felton with the ball. Now guarded by Gibson. Got a piece of it. Here's Patterson. Tries again. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line.
2 shots, gentlemen.
Taking a look at some stats for Felton, how he did last season. Averaged 6 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you
2
quality
shots.
minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
That free throw good from Patterson. And he can't hit the second. Doris, the league would prefer that players stay in college a minimum of 2 years before entering the draft. Others have countered with straight out of high school in that approach. Which way do you lean?
I would say I would lean to allow these young men, if they're prepared and have the talent and ability to go straight from high school to the league, they should have that opportunity. We don't put restrictions on any other field of endeavor. If you're a great musician, you can go to New York City and make a living in an orchestra on Broadway. To me, if you're capable, you should be allowed the opportunity. This is America. We are a land of opportunity.
Anthony kicks to Felton. There's a good screen. Back to Anthony. Over Gibson. And Anthony gets it to go. Anthony's got 10.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range.
Crawford kicks to Gibson. Here's Patton. Patterson defending. Pound. Good. And so here is Oklahoma City. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Anthony with the screen on Jones. Pass to Houston. Now here's Patterson. He's covered closely, and Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
Nick Collison's checked in for Anthony.
Patterson.
1:53 left here in the third quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In third, the Thunder.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
And it's time for an injury report. For an update on Karl Anthony Towns' injury, let's go over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, I had a moment to catch up with Minnesota's head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He's definitely out for this game, and they said there's a chance he could miss a few more games as well, which is not what they need right now. Kevin?
Hi, David. Thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure. He will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
Two shots.
And the first one drops.
Well, you think about Tom Thibodeau as the architect of so many great defensive teams. For Minnesota, it took some time on the defensive end, but he feels like this team is starting to turn a corner on that end.
Both shots good from the stripe. And for Thibodeau, you simply can't play for him unless you exert maximum effort on defense. Doris, he can be tough but fair in what he demands.
Well, as long as you're willing to work hard every single day on every possession, you can play for Tom Thibodeau. This is a guy who constantly preaches the importance of the little things, and he wants proper defense to become second nature for his team.
Oklahoma City leading by 13. Felton kicks to Collison. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Here's Patterson. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Gibson. Crawford, no one around him. The Timberwolves get it back in a new 24. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, when Patrick Patterson doesn't shy away from contact, he is so effective. This guy's solid at the line.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
And just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. 24 seconds left to play in the third. Felton against Jones. To shoot on the wing. Brown fires the three, sinks the three-pointer. Brown's got 5 points so far. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's Oklahoma City. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
One shot, then when we make a miss, run and run through so we get some spacing. Make the game easy.
You know, guys, we hear a lot of coaches preach all this. Tom Thibodeau wanting defensive rebounding and then faster pace on offense.
Yeah, that shows you he knows the pulse of his team. He knows that they're not quite energized. Their play rises to a whole nother level when they are.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And a look at the five for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Brown out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Jones. Then it's Crawford. And it's Patton in the center filling out the... Here's Crawford. The rebound by Patterson. Oklahoma City leading by 9. Here's Abrinas. Nice D from Crawford. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. And Jones has it in the corner. And up from three-point range. Oklahoma City shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Felton dishes to Patterson. And Gibson sends it back. Jones, no one around him. It's hauled in by Collison. Collison's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Patterson kicks to Felton. Pass to Abrinas. Here's Eustace. Shoots a 3. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Brown.
I'll tell you, Kev, they wouldn't object if all their looks were that close.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Eustace. Roberson, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Raymond Felton. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Patton. Muhammad comes in for Brown. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teagan for Tyus Jones. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
And finished off by Westbrook.
Now the superb athleticism of Russell Westbrook on full display. The vertical out of this world.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Outside Butler. Then over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Jang with the screen for Butler. 5 on the clock. Shoots from the elbow. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Here's Westbrook. Here's George. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 5 here tonight.
How pretty is the shooting motion of Paul George? Pulls the trigger with no hesitation. He owns the mid-range.
T kicks to Butler. They set the screen to the inside. Here's Jang. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Muhammad with the steal. Over George. It's hauled in by Collison. Collison's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Feeds to Westbrook. Collison with the screen for Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
This guy is an incredible dunker in space. The defense just says, let me step back here, Kevin.
Timberwolves trail by 9. Outside Teague. To the inside. Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself. He converted in a big way.
Patton, he's checked in for Minnesota. The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Teague, the pass to Muhammad. Banked in off the glass. And now it's only a 5-point Oklahoma City lead.
Yeah, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Robertson dishes to Collison. To the right side. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Westbrook against T. And again, it's Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 25 points in the game.
I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
T kicks to Zhang. He feeds it to Muhammad. Adams brings the double team. Zhang with a clean look. And again, it's Minnesota.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
There's a screen. Westbrook kicks to George. Over Muhammad. That misses off the backboard. Timberwolves trail by 5. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, beware how you defend Muhammad now. He has the strength to finish through contact.
Free throw, no good.
You know, I think the one area where Muhammad seems to get more comfortable each year is the free throw line.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for the Thunder. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Minnesota. Good on the second free throw.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
Pass to Carmelo. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, that's an interesting point about Carmelo, one of the most prolific free throw shooters in the history of the game. Spends a lot of time at the stripe.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That one is off. Bielitsa, he checks in for Minnesota. And he's good on the second.
You know, he may be kicking himself for that one miss, but establishing the 2-possession lead was key.
Teague, the pass to Muhammad. Outside Butler. Zhang, a screen. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Brown, he's checked in for Bielitsa. The free throw drops for Butler.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Adams with the screen on Teague. And George kicks to Anthony. The shot, no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it to tie it up. Westbrook pulls it in. The Thunder with the lead. The drive by Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Yeah, that's what you can do when you've got a great handle. Anthony is always able to put it on the deck and get to the rim.
For Minnesota, they've got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Here's the screen. Zhang, a screen. Here's Butler. Butler missing again. The Thunder leading by 4. Westbrook dishes to George. Back to Westbrook. It's stolen by Teague. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Teague with the ball, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Russell Westbrook.
Well, Kevin, to me, this is about decision-making. And Jeff Teague's so good at creating opportunities to get to the free throw line.
Free throw good, Teague. And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
Well, there's so much value in how Jeff Teague runs an offense. He's got great speed. He plays hard on both ends of the floor. I think any organization would be lucky to have this guy.
Here's Teague. Still anybody's game at this point.
And no question, this is when you really have to have trust on the floor with each possession.
Zhang with a screen on Westbrook. Brown outside. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Teague against Westbrook. And Adams with the slam.
Well, you love when Steven Adams shows his strength. Even with the defense in his grill, he finds a way to score.
Well, Doris, beside what he brings to a team on the court, Steven Adams also helps the team in the locker room with his presence.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can hear it in the way Steven Adams interacts with both the press and his teammates. He's a very personable guy. There's a sharp wit to him that can help ease tension within a team or sometimes, if necessary, with the media.
On the free throw, no good.
Well, Steven Adams is a guy who understands his role. He wants to play hard-nosed defense. He wants to score it anytime he's got a deep touch in the paint. Love his approach. Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
And George kicks to Westbrook. And the rejection by Jang. And they're able to recover. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Minnesota gets called for the foul. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Patton's checked in. First one falls for him. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Timberwolves trail by 3. The shot by Butler, nobody around. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, I'll tell you, doing work on the offensive end, Muhammad, much more inspired rebounder when it comes to this side.
Westbrook with it, picked up by Teague. Westbrook passes to Anthony. That's tipped. Now Muhammad. And the pass to Patton. There's the pick. Brown with the screen on Westbrook. Pass to Patton. 5 to shoot. Teague for 3. Timberwolves keep it alive. Patton's shot is off.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And Robertson has it in the corner. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists in the game.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
And he knows how much was riding on that possession, and he wanted to score.
Muhammad with it. Now Anthony defending. Teague with a clean look. That doesn't go in either for Teague. Westbrook against Teague. Got a hand on it. They recover it. And Adams with the slam. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 20 rebounds. Timberwolves trail by 5. Here's Pat. The screen from Brown. Outside Butler. To the middle. It's stolen by Adams. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, Kev, this is how athletic Paul George is. An absolute monster around the rim.
The Timberwolves shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter. Muhammad a screen on George. Muhammad against Westbrook. Here's Butler. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Eustace comes in for the Thunder.
And, guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
Good on the first, and that turns the lead to 6. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Patterson's checked in. And so Butler nails both of them.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Westbrook a screen on Teague, and Robertson kicks to Westbrook. On the wing, George. Clock at 6. Back to Westbrook. The rebound by Patton. Timberwolves trail by 5. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
58 seconds left in the game. Muhammad against George. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Butler with the steal. The numbers in their favor. A pull-up. The putback connects. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
They set the pick. Screen by Adams. Right wing. Robertson dishes to Patterson. Robertson the pass to Patterson. Clock at 4. And he makes the bucket. Drew contact and gets the whistle too.
Oh my goodness, Patrick Patterson. The crucial possession, the veteran says, I got this, fellas.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Patterson.
And that tacks another big point onto the league. Great and-one play, showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 6. 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And I'm not sure the two-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
Unless it's an and one, a two-pointer makes no sense. Unfortunately for them, the defense knows this too.
Fifteen seconds left to play in the final quarter. Fifteen seconds left to play here in the fourth, and an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
I think one of the things that makes Russell Westbrook so unique is his hunger. He puts his heart on the line during every possession. Forget every game, every possession.
So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. And the Timberwolves call time. They're down by 8. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Crawford outside. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. And here is Felton. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Russell, obviously you're doing a lot out there. Are there things that you even say, hey, I can do more?
I don't know, but I'm just blessed and happy on the floor with my teammates, having fun, go out doing it and try to rack up some wins. We got to lean on each other, man, and come out every night and play better basketball. So that's what we got to do.
Well, it got done tonight, Russell. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.